time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Power Hour Live, Monday, May 12th. S&P up a sweet 176 points, over 3% higher. NASDAQ up 769, up almost 4%. The Russell is up 3.5%. The Dow's up 2.7%. Gold is down 3%. Silver's down about a half. Notes and bonds are both red. 10-year yield up almost 2%. Oil's up 1.25%. Natural gas is down 4%. Soybeans finished green. Wheat and corn red. Euro and the pound both down in excess of 1%. A little strength in the U.S. dollar. And Bitcoin down 1%. Bitcoin was up this morning and it's been just pretty weak since the open. VIX contracting 15%, 18.59. Haven't seen that level in a while. Have not seen that low of a reading in a while. All right, so as far as my trades go, BIX, I just shut down. I let 3 of them fire. I paused my first one with the big gap up, and then I let my second one fire. But as most of you experienced, the call side strikes were very limited, so I ended up just shutting them down. I let 3 fire, put sides only. I ended up getting stopped on one and closed the other 2 for a little profit. So plus $300 on those, but basically nothing on the BIX today. Did one Elmo. I just kind of decided with the strike selection issue and everything else going on, I just was going to focus on day trading. So I just did one Elmo, booked 1,100 on that. Day trades did well, up 5,900. I'm still in some NVIDIA calls. I dug myself a little hole out of the gate, took a big position long in SMCI at the pre-market highs that got smoked, and then had 2 trades in Tesla that were both red for minus 2,700, but I caught a monster in Meta for over 9,600, a little small scratch in Amazon, and a little small winner in QQQ, and then I'm up about 1,700 on NVIDIA currently. So that's my day. That's it for me. Chad, how's your day? Chad, looks like you need to join.
Sorry about that.
There we go.
Yeah, good day. Two TLC trades, both full winners, plus 4,965 on those. I did have a TLC trade stopped in my other account. It's not account. I don't post those trades, but sometimes I'll take a TLC in that account. And that was a full stop on that push up. And I've probably overtraded Elmos, but I guess today is really a day to do that. So right now, I say I was posted it. What is it? Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 winners, 2 losers. And I currently have 2 on that are at 15% that I'm watching real closely. So I'm up about 3,800 on Elmos. So it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, definitely some pockets of consolidation. Obviously, had the flush right out of the gate, some chop, another flush, big bounce, and then kind of a slow grind lower, then the rip, and then some really nice consolidation since noon Central.
Yeah, after that push up, I was in an Elmo, and in my non TLC account, I was in a TLC trade, and so that was a full stop on that push up. But yeah, since then I've gotten a lot of that back in that account.
Yeah, I probably could have, should have, would have done a couple Elmos here this afternoon. I thought we might just kind of dip and rip through pre-market highs, which we have not done yet. So I've just been focused. I just kind of decided to focus on my day trades, which is done okay. I, missed out obviously on some delta neutral stuff today, but that's okay. It's kind of hard for me mentally to really focus on both. So I've kind of just decided on one or the other primarily, which still do some of both, but I've got to kind of pick a focus is what I've come to the conclusion of. As far as individual stocks go, put this up here. Sound is up 24%. Big bounce, had earnings late last week. Lulu, like the tariff news, up 8%. Jumia, another big up day. Thing's been on a little tear since earnings. It's gone from $2.50 up to $3.50. Amazon's up almost 8. Meta up 7.5. Tesla's up 6.5. Apple's up 6. Nvidia's up 5. Hood's up 5. On the red side, Netflix showing some weakness. There's some news about tariffs on movies and films, so I'm sure that's putting some pressure on Netflix. Kroger's down 4%. Verizon's down 1.5%. MSTR down 2%. Walmart's down a little bit. Berkshire down a lot. Down a little bit. And everything else pretty green. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and we've got CPI pre-market.
Oh yeah.
Wednesday, not much. Thursday, PPI pre-market, and Powell speaking pre-market as well. Thursday. Friday, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations 30 minutes after the bell.
I do love CPI and PPI weeks for TLC.
They've treated you good?
Oh, yeah. Should knock on some wood. Get that movement out of the way early.
Well, I've been waiting for this move through pre-market highs in the S&P and NASDAQ all afternoon. Still think it may come by the end of the day, but pretty choppy.
Yeah, I'm about 10 cents from hitting my last Elmo's profit target, so I just assume it does that before it goes anywhere.
Got a little downside coming in Goog. Goog has rebounded pretty good after that big slaughter day it had last week. Bounced the next day, kind of chopped sideways the next day, and then big bounce with everything else today. It's gotten back A little over half of what it gave up that day.
Come on, all I need is a nickel.
Well, Nvidia's coming down as well. I may just get out of that, the rest of that. Give it just a minute here. Big sell-off in gold. 3% down. Last week gold had those two big up days. Let's see, that would have been Monday, Tuesday, and then after FOMC, it's been kind of all down for gold. Couldn't quite get back up to that all-time high of 35.09 and change. All right, still seeing a little pullback here.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and close mine at 20 and 12%. So, two that I have on.
Nvidia just keeps chopping. It's kind of down at the bottom of that consolidation range. So I'm gonna give it a minute, see if it still wants to rip.
And 24%. All right. Out of my last two Elmos, one was 23%, one was 16.9. That's the most Elmos I've ever done, I think.
So are most of those two at the same time in two separate accounts?
Some were two at the same time. Some are just one, and then maybe a little bit later I'll enter one and the other. It's kind of dependent on my like if I have a TLC trade on at that in that account or not.
Right.
But yeah, some were on at the same time. So it looks more than what it is. So 14 green and 2 red.
By the way, Chad, I don't know if you noticed, you were when you would try to do a bunch of checkmark emojis.
Yeah,
it wasn't
working.
What did it look like on your end?
Nothing.
Okay.
It didn't show anything.
Because I have a moderation channel, like it's like an automated moderation thing. And so basically it was set so that you can't post more than like, I don't know how many it is, 6 or 7 emojis in one thing. It's like, and so it kept getting blocked. and I didn't notice it. And so I think Lando has that fixed now, though. So if you want to do your check marks and X's, it should work now.
That's what I do when I'm bored. I'm like, well, it's not taking it for some reason. All right, let me see here.
Yeah, so that was the issue. You got moderated.
Kelvin, I don't think I had two on in the same account, Kelvin. So yeah, I have two accounts. So if there's two on at once, it's one in each account. Very rarely do I have one on in one account and then another one on in that account. I have done that before. I know a lot of people do it. I think that's what Elliot does is he gets up 15, 20%. He's putting on another one.
A lot of these stocks got back up to or above their high of day from the morning. Tesla did not. Tesla's kind of mid-range. It's been lagging a little bit.
There we go. My almost. All right, Leo. So how many TLC trades today, Leo?
$20 plus Elmos, Elliot. You're an Elmo machine.
Yeah. There we go. 3 TLC trades. All right, much better, Leo. Yeah, if I can do 2 TLC trades and book almost $5,000 in one day, I'll take that all day, every day. My final Elmo profit over 4K. Probably should put that in my channel.
All right, starting to see a little bounce here at the bottom of this consolidation area.
Oh, so my one stop that I have there in that list, if you see, it says Tickle me Elmo 75% stop. So what I did this morning was I thought, well, let's make a bot for kind of how I would do a TLC trade, just maybe in this account I want to take it off at 20%, but put the stop at 75%. Not a trailing stop, just a regular stop. What do you think the first time happened that I did that trade? So the minus 1770, that isn't even an Elmo, really. That's the 75% stop in it. And I did 6 contracts. I shouldn't change things, is what I'm trying to say. To just leave things alone when they're working. So I deleted that bot immediately.
You just deleted the bot?
Yeah, I'm like, why am I trying to get cute here? Just leave the TLC process the same as I do. Enter it manually. Enter the OCO. Keep the bots for the Elmo, the true Elmos. I mean, if I'd have done that, if I just would have done that, that's probably would have been a. Hell, I mean, I even had it on.
Meta near highs of day, Microsoft just under highs of day, Nvidia's coming down a little bit.
You really don't see this type of price action much. I really don't like seeing it chop out of the open for as long as it did. I would rather it go a certain way and then settle in. It's just kind of, I feel like I have anxiety when it hasn't moved for so long because you're just waiting for it to move.
Right. Yeah, we got 10 wide strikes. So right at the money, so no Mahomes today. That should all be fixed up tomorrow. Got the MOC in about 11 minutes.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, so Django, I posted earlier. So basically, like if you look out further out in time, and then go far away from the at the money strikes, you'll notice there are 25 wide. Sometimes it gets out to 50 wide or even more. Just because it costs the exchange money. Every strike that they have available, it costs them money. It costs them service, it costs them whatever. I don't know exactly all the details around it, but so they'll only populate the strikes that that are going to be, the most actively used. And you'll notice as it gets down to, shorter duration, and like today, like 0 DTE, almost all of them are 5 wide strikes. But, the market gapped up 3%. The exchange just wasn't anticipating that. So that's why you're seeing some of those strikes not available. Now for tomorrow, they'll build them all out. So you'll have all the 5 wide right around the money. Doesn't happen often, but you don't often get a 3% gap overnight. Still a little pullback. S&P, NASDAQ, Bitcoin rolling back over a little bit. Russell.
Yeah, I was wondering if we get a little flush.
Lower.
I got 13 green days in a row for TLC.
Nice.
And only 12 red days this entire year. I was talking to Leo about that a little bit on Friday in the chat. Sometimes you can minimize the number of trades. You also minimize your risk. Find myself doing about 2 trades a day, really, where I used to do 4 or 5.
Yeah, you definitely do less, I've noticed.
Yeah, I had counted when I was discussing with Leo. I had through May 9th last year, I had 24 red days. And this year I had only 12. And 3 of those 12, like one was, were under $1,000. One was 310. One was $90. One was 780. Smaller red days and less.
That's usually a recipe for some good profits. Small red days, less red days.
It's also because Power Hour's been a little dicey this year with end of day moves. Haven't placed near as many Power Hour.
Meta back up to, looks like it's about to go through highs of day. Definitely some good relative strength in Meta all day. Netflix pushing down to lows of day. 5 minutes till MOC.
Fitch Ratings says US effective tariff rate declines to 13% from 23% with lower China duty.
Yeah, the butterfly would be, but then your vertical lock may not. So if you're going to do the butterfly only and you can get filled at 25, that would work. Or you could use just the put side for the vertical. I'm just going to pass on Mahomes today.
We have posted out the Fitch Ratings piece. Again, US effective tariff rate declines to 13% from 23% with lower China duty. According to New York Times, US malls large chip sale to Emirati AI firm G42. Also from the GOP bill imposes 5% tax on foreign remittances.
Sorry guys, I turned on my system audio. Getting quite a few updates here before MOC, which I think is coming through. You should be able to hear. But we got MOC in a minute.
1 minute in now till we get the market on close imbalance data. So in regards to New York Times, they were on the potential sale. They were citing people familiar with the matter. So again, this on US modeling large chip sale to Emirati AI firm G42. Ten seconds.
MOC incoming.
Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 1.6 billion. Nasdaq 100 buy side 1.5 billion. Dow 30 buy side 398 million. And Mag 7 buy side 452 million.
A little move up on that. See if we get this late day rally through highs. Nope. Nobody's got it MRP. The exchange did not catch up with the big move overnight. That's on Financial Juice, Talon. FinancialJuice.com. The text version is in the news feed channel here in Discord. We have it linked. But the audio, you can, if you go to the website, there's an audio version. Yeah, the audio is kind of nice. I mean, it gets annoying because I think they update you with too many things that don't matter. But if you're waiting to hear something and you don't want to have to just keep looking back at the feed, it's kind of nice just to have the audio going. Yeah, or if you're driving. Meta through highs of day. Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft bouncing pretty good. QQQ, SPY bouncing. Nvidia up to highs of day. And Mahomes is into 10 wide strike areas, so no Mahomes. Microsoft ticked through highs of day. S&P and NASDAQ still moving up. Meta still pushing highs. Even Netflix, which has been weaker, decent bounce. Yeah, I know. I kind of I was like, if anybody saw me having the conversation like this with an AI bot, I'm not sure what they would think of me. But it's useful. I mean, you just think of things that you're curious about, and you can just ask right there on the spot. Just don't tell your wife. She's going to be like, why don't you talk to me like that? Why don't you talk to me more? Ask me questions. All right, 3.5 minutes. Google kind of reversing, selling off a little bit. S&P and NASDAQ stalled a little bit before highs of day. Russell still just kind of chopping. Didn't get the bounce the other indices saw. All right, back up. It's going to make one more attempt. A little over 2 minutes. Yeah, I haven't messed around with Gemini. I started with ChatGPT and then I switched over to Grok. So I like Grok the best so far. All right, S&P through highs of day. NASDAQ almost there. Less than a minute. Well, NASDAQ ticked high of the day as well. S&P almost up to pre-market high. There's the late day run. Decent sized MOC, but nothing too crazy. I think it's just waiting for an excuse. Five seconds. There she blows. Final SPX 5,844.19 looks like. All right, all. That is a wrap for the day. First day of the week. Chad will be streaming live for day trading at the market open tomorrow. We'll be back for Power Hour. Take care. Have a good night. CPI pre-market. Talk to you soon.